Michele Bolsonaro, once again, makes all the difference for our country, our First Lady. She addressed two topics, sent a very clear message to Congress, which we see as totally cowardly, because of the situation of surrender. We no longer have most of the representatives doing anything for Brazilians. They're all desperate. There are so many problems that some people face that they have to accept everything. About Alexandre de Moraes, this issue with Carla Zambelli, our First Lady, was categorical, and she also spoke about Sid. She had been talking about Sid for a long time. A real traitor. Do you realize the image that remains of the armed forces? And you? There was a guy who was extremely well trained. At least that's what they said, that he was extremely well trained. They say Black Agulha. I don't know what else. Excuse me, but this guy messed it up. He managed to lie so much. Some evidence, all there to incriminate someone who truly admired him. It's revolting. And we're going to show Michele here once again. That's it. That's what makes the difference. And I'll show it here. Hit the like button and come be part of our family. Spread it a lot. You have this video, WhatsApp, send it to the groups. Okay guys, I'm sharing this here before we start. In several videos, this product here, Slim Fair. I've lost 18 kilos and might have lost more since I haven't weighed myself in a week and a half. And that was in less than 2 months, right? In 1 month, I lost 10 kilos, and in almost 2 months, now it's already 18 kilos. Sometimes we have that habit, right? I always do it. Sometimes there's leftover food from the kid or my wife, and you just finish it, right? I had already reached 105 kilos. 105 kilos, right? The images I'm showing you here are from a few months ago, okay? And one of our followers here ended up recommending this product to me. I got in touch with the people and all, right? And I'm making it available here because I took it, you know? It helped a lot. Since we have to plan to lose weight and deal with daily life's rush, it can get complicated, but it really helped me. Paths achieved, microphone, daughter. For me, is that what makes a vacation? I experienced it myself. You can see, look, my expression changed. Clothes that didn't fit anymore. I showed the example of the pants that day, guys. Look at this one too. All of them. And these shorts didn't fit either. None of them fit. Slim Fever helped a lot. We lose inches quickly that way. Of course, you also need to have a little willpower, but I'm sure that all of you who have a goal will have it. Me too. It was very helpful. Would you like an amazing product? It's a little powder, effervescent, just so we can finish here. You put it in water, after you've had that greasy meal, you take it, it's really worth it. Really, it's an amazing product. It worked for me, and I'm sure it will work for you too. Sometimes we find ourselves in a tough situation. We want to lose weight, and it's really hard. This product is a natural Manjaro alternative. No injections or anything else needed. Slim Fever will help you get a lot of support when Brazil needs it the most. They're the ones we can count on, the Bolsonaro family. Michele reacts to Moraes' decision against Zambelli. Congress is on its knees. Alexandre de Moraes' decision to revoke the mandate with a stroke of a pen. Hugo Mota has it. He's ineffective, and Hugo Mota knows that if he slips up, things are going to get rough. Moraes annulled the libertarian clean slate. We already know this. Zambelli is still in custody in Italy after leaving Brazil following her Supreme Court conviction. This case is developing rapidly. The action generated immediate criticism on her social media. First Lady Michele Bolsonaro stated that Congress is on its knees due to so much arbitrariness. Inside Parliament, outrage mounted. Sosinis Cavalcantes, leader of the Liberal Party in the chamber, called Moraes a dictator and psychopath. According to him, the decision represented an absolute abuse of power and ignored the sovereign will of the people. Senator Damaris Alves also reacted. I hope my fellow parliamentarians now understand what I mean when I say we're in this situation and everyone knows it. What the deputies have to do now is not to rest. There are no vacations when our country is taken over. There are no vacations. They have to stay during this whole Christmas and New Year's period. It's not like they go for Christmas and then take a vacation. Stay in there, working, showing that. If they can't help, at least they're present. Fighting. We, the representatives and senators, those who really love this country, don't get any rest in a time like the one we're facing. This is extremely serious. Article 5 of the Constitution is clear. Only Congress, the representatives, they are the ones who can revoke mandates. What Alexandre de Moraes did, everyone knows, is something else. But these guys don't react. They just talk. So that's why this happens, because this guy was already done for. Everyone knows. Michele Bolsonaro, who has no official role, is fighting hard. Our First Lady, and she also talked about something else, and she had already been showing Michele Bolsonaro. She said she never liked Sid. He never gave me any confidence. The country is like this because of a false plea bargain he made to protect himself and his family. In other words, my family. I save myself, the rest, screw it. I don't care about the rest. Screw it. Bolsonaro gave me the chance of a lifetime. Bolsonaro gave Sid the position of aide-de-camp, the same position that the guy who's now the army commander, Thomas Miguel, holds. Back then, he was with Fernando Henrique Cardoso.
I'll tell you, I didn't have much appreciation for him, of course, and I spoke to him very few times precisely because of his behavior. He didn't bother me. No, I didn't trust him. I never trusted him. He was an intrusive person and other things too, but I didn't have a relationship with him. He was the one who paid our bills, right? He was the one who paid the household bills, but it was always also through the secretary, right? Yeah, the girls gave him the bills and he paid. I avoided him. So in 4 years, I only talked to him 10 times.
And we never even imagined that. Never imagined. The guy managed to mess everything up completely. We're from the armed forces and are already here. Dr. Chiquinho openly says Mauro Cid is the real culprit. Let's see, it froze here. It froze briefly, but you can see the arc now, right? Now it's working. We occasionally have to use tricks to make it work.
The Supreme Court has never dealt with a case of this magnitude before. We managed to access Mauro Cid's cell phone, and I assure you, Mauro Cid, unlike what everyone thought, he wanted a coup, he drafted a coup document, and he tried to convince his commanders to carry out a coup d'etat. All of this was on his cell phone and hidden until today. And we are going to expose in court that Mauro Cid drafted a coup document. Mauro Cid was the one who wrote this coup document. He was the one who presented this document to the commanders who did not go along with his wishes.
This draft is under scrutiny by the Supreme Court. Is this draft the same draft or a different one?
It's a different draft that has been withheld until now. But we found Mauro Cid's cell phone. It's a decree where Mauro Cid wanted to establish a military constitutional court in Brazil.
You can bring whatever evidence you want. You can prove it. Everyone knows how it's going to end up. That's how it's going to end up. It was a brilliant job that Dr. Chiquinho did. Ramagem repeated himself, responding to "Who is Mauro Cid?" by Alexandre Ramagem. Open quotes, traitor of the Republic, traitor of the person who welcomed him the most, which was Jair Messias Bolsonaro. More people are discovering the betrayals during and after Bolsonaro's administration. Remember those things that used to leak to the press that we talk about? But how does that kind of thing get out from someone like President Bolsonaro, with trusted people by his side? Who is it that reveals even what time President Bolsonaro goes to the bathroom? How many times he uses the bathroom, the toilet paper, the color of the toilet paper? Bolsonaro had an orange juice, had a melon juice, had a pineapple juice. We were just people. Those things, OTAK, the press behind us, who's talking about these things, is out there. That's what President Bolsonaro literally was next to the natural enemy, and it never crossed the president's mind. Look at the naivety and kindness that President Bolsonaro never accused. I've never seen this. Accused, suspected, or said anything. Sid stayed with him until the end. He was a kind of Judas. It's sad. I greatly admired Sid. But the thing is, Sid is extremely trained, they say, right? That he was extremely trained. Now we don't believe in anything anymore, right? In anything. The guy prefers to lie and leave an elderly man in the situation he's in today, rather than having to tell the truth. And another thing, Felipe Martins, who is innocent, is also paying a price because of his false testimony. See how things are. He's not even in the military, honestly. I don't even know if he's ever done any intense physical activity. If he can handle the BAC, right? Because he has the physique for it. He spent 10 days in solitary confinement. 10 days sometimes. They don't even have that kind of training. And the guy stayed strong. He stayed strong. And Mauro Cid, who we thought was the big shot, he was the one who most... Right, Mauro? To get out of trouble.
In that meeting where we were considering...
He started lying outrageously. Kept lying. And I was there.
At that meeting, we were considering it, the 3 force commanders, and if I recall, Felipe Martins were there. And I was there, operating the computer and projecting on the screen. There was a projection on the screen.
No matter how much you refuse, Moraes still threatened family and other things. He chooses to give in, even knowing it's a lie, and throws innocent people under the bus, to get himself off the hook, because Felipe Martins didn't submit to that. He didn't submit. That's outrageous. I see here again, look, Michele, Bolsonaro visits Bolsonaro, and right after that he posts on his stories a Shakespeare quote, "Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none." Not even in these difficult times do these people lose hope, their faith in better days. That's why I deeply admire President Bolsonaro's family. Even in prison, Lula had security, a driver, and a team. It didn't cost $1 million, but Bolsonaro can't have that. For people to stop and think about everything President Bolsonaro went through. Michele already suspected this video. Look, but President Bolsonaro is that detail, right? He has a huge heart. And now, with each passing day, we really see this man's integrity. His integrity, okay? Share this video on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Facebook, a lot in the group, but make sure to hit the like button. Give it a like.
Group link.
Join our group and subscribe to our channel to be part of our family.